Now, what you just saw on your screen, you might recognize as Crystal PvP. Crystal PvP is one of the more challenging of the game modes to ever learn in the PvP community, right alongside Cart PvP. These two are known as explosive PvP game modes. Now, you might be questioning, Rose, I know all of this. Why are you telling me this? Well, the reason behind it is because I'm a PvP combat master, a player who's mastered and learned every single combat technique and can do them efficiently and consistently. Now, I'm sure, as you saw in the title of the video, I'll be proving myself as that, moving through each and every game mode. Crystal PvP is normally first to 1. That one was first to 2. I was playing against a player known as Spark. Now, I've dueled him before, and the only game mode he's ever been able to outskill me in is Crystal, having a natural talent for it. Now, I assure you that this is not scripted. I really did duel all of these different players and each of their different kits, all in the same day, completely in a row without losing once. So after Sword PvP, I decided to move straight on to Axe as it was right next to it and, well, figured to be the next category as Sword and Axe are normally put together. From Axe, I wanted to wait from going on to Mace since, well, Mace has sweaty players. So I decided to get Netherite Pot out of the way. As I don't typically crit spam, normally relying on comboing, I figured it was one of my weaker game modes. From Netherite Pot, it's safe to say that going on to Normal Pot was only the logical choice, but Normal Pot wouldn't be quite as easy for me as I thought it would be. At this moment, I had realized something about my opponent. He wasn't like any other player. He quickly adapted to the way that I had quick-dropped him, meaning that he would actually be a very difficult target to take down. Now this was it. This was a moment where I truly wasn't sure if I would win or lose. Where I really had to put my skills to the absolute level. After going on to pot, I thought that moving on to SMP was going to be a smart choice, as I had been pretty warmed up from my other categories involving sword and axe. So it only made sense, but something odd happened in the middle of my match. You see, while dueling my opponent, he had actually ended up leaving. So I queued up another match. I figured it would be safe to say to just call it as a full match. So it had been time for what I had dreaded the most. Mace PvP. You see, these players, they're really more of the sweatier kind, a lot like Crystal. But instead of being like Crystal, where they somewhat think, even a little bit, they really just spam wind pearls, which is when you throw a pearl and then a wind charge to get good air. Or they spam the breach swap. We swap to a breach mace at the same tick that you hit, allowing you to do the breach's ability, which lets you bypass armor, and the sword's damage. Basically combining the enchantments of the mace with the damage of the sword, multiplying it entirely. I figured that it was time to go to the hardest game mode, or at least one of the hardest game modes, which is UHC. UHC stands for Ultra Hardcore, testing both your combat skills and your utility skills. You simply cannot be a pro in this game mode without mastering both combat, with sword, shield, and axe, and utilities, using cobwebs, lava, and water. This really is one of the more tricky game modes to master. And depending on what players you get, can actually be really, really difficult. See, now for my hardest category, cart. Even to this day, I'm not technically a cart master, as, well, I can only perform all the techniques, but actually utilizing them in combat, I struggle with quite a bit. And once I got my new keyboard, I haven't really been practicing it. So, cart is by far my weakest game mode, and for a little bit, I didn't even want to include it. But I decided if I'm gonna do this, I might as well do it right. So, cart PvP, the hardest game mode to learn. So that's how I proved myself as a Minecraft combat master, all by my own, in the same day, in a row, without losing once. Well, without losing a full match, that is. Individual rounds, yeah, maybe a little bit. I definitely could have done better, but I think I did pretty good. I beat every single kit that MC PvP had to offer me. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like roses.